There are conversations that shape how we live. Conversations that help us navigate challenges of life. Conversations that bring out the best in us. This is where we gather to help each other find the way and unleash our potential. Welcome to the Benjamin Zulu Blog.
Psychologist, relationship coach, the one, the only
Benjamin Zulu.
Benjamin Zulu himself. Just like walking has a walkout, falling in love too has a falling out of love. But the latter is what no one wants to experience. So if we don't want to experience this, then what are the qualities that we should be looking for or watching out for when looking for that man? With me is Benjamin Zulu on Benjamin Zulu Global Show. My name is Sylvia Keremi, and he's going to be telling us what are these qualities. Straight to the conversation, Benjamin.
Yes.
I'm so eager.
Yeah, we said in life you should avoid falling.
Yes, I remember that. In cap.
Generally, you don't want to fall.
Mm-hmm.
And the terminologies we use in love and the relationships is because we want to imagine life. Love just happens on its own. Mm-hmm. It's not a choice. I just fell for her.
Yeah.
I found myself. It got me. I didn't realize.
An accident?
You know.
And that thing?
Oh my. Yeah. We got carried away. Mm-hmm. So we've been so much influenced by movies, theater, and it's very good for imagination. When just some good feelings are just moving around, sweeping people. Yeah. So when we talk about look for this kind of a person, at the same time when they have fall in love, they can fall out in love. Mm-hmm. It's very uncertain. Mm-hmm. The right way to envision falling in love is you sense the connection, and then you examine the safety and the validity and the viability and the longevity, and then you walk into that decision consciously.
Deep.
Don't ignore the connection. Whether you want to call it falling in love or feeling the connection or getting the chemistry or whatever terminology you use, just make sure we don't overlook chemistry, because then there will be no magnet.
Okay.
You cannot marry a person because both of you are good people. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you've been in places where you're single, another person there is single. The whole community thinks you're perfect for each other. They keep proposing. Why don't you guys see? Open your eyes.
Yeah, everybody else is seeing for you.
But you don't feel it.
Yeah.
A lot of people have been underrating feelings. Say, feeling doesn't matter, give me a good person. When you are desperate, you tend to bargain on non-negotiables. Mm-hmm. People are very desperate. Yeah. And they've been trying to negotiate on non-negotiables. Yes. It's a difficult life when you're living with a person you don't feel. When there's no spark, life is a grind. Mm-hmm. Sex to them is a punishment. Mm-hmm. Feels like work. Imagine kissing a person you don't like and you say, let's do it quickly and get done with it.
Because it is part of the process.
You do not kiss, love, show affection to a person you don't feel.
Yeah.
So the chemistry must be there.
Yes.
But the extreme of riding on the chemistry alone is very immature. Mm-hmm. And many people, when they feel it, they start fanning the flame. When they feel the connection, they start really making the fires flare. Yeah. One young man around 26, the wrong age anyway to be asking about dating. Told me he met this lady, I think she's 25. She has 1 year old, and from another relationship that broke up when she was 3 months pregnant, and he wants to marry her, but he's afraid that his family will not approve.
Because of the child.
Yes, because the child is not his. He's wondering, should I pretend that the child is mine for them to accept? Yeah. And the whole emotional thinking.
It's crazy.
We have gotten to that place where, and I just shot direct to the chest. Why are you having premarital sex with a woman you're trying to consider for life? Mm-hmm. Okay, he had not mentioned it, but it's implied. Mm-hmm. Whenever you hear people doing so much circumventing, and I'm asking them, who are you circumventing? Why are you lying to your family? And why do you need to cover up? First of all,
why do you need to push it?
This woman is not in a place to get married. When you only have 1 year old baby, you are too close. You are in a situation. Mm-hmm. She's just fresh from something. She's seen the baby blues.
The scenario is still there.
She's still becoming a mother is a life-changing thing.
Yes.
It's less than a year ago.
Yeah.
The baby is still infant. This girl is young. She may not even have financial support. She may be just inviting you for the situational support.
Yeah.
And when a woman is in that kind of a quagmire, she may not even know what she wants for the long term.
True.
She thinks what she wants now. Now, most young men at 25, 26, the reason like girls who are 22, they're very difficult to explain anything. They're very green about life.
I think
but also
men mature later.
Also, yes, slowly, very slowly. I always recommend men to start dating from 30, or if you are early maturer, 28.
Wow.
For early maturers. You can marry earlier than that, but it will be pure guesswork. If you get it right,
yes,
it's with the prayers of your grandmother. Don't go bragging, because when anytime they start it that early, there are two problems. One, their emotions are stronger than their intellect. They have not yet seen enough life. They are not even designed a path for life. And number two, the women they tend to deal with, because many times it's younger or way old and just something awkwardly off.
Yes.
The way girls of 23 marry a man who's 44 and she can't see it.
Yeah.
You know, because the emotional obsession is too strong. So that is a representation of how we usually marry. We've sensed because we sense the connection, we sense the sympathy. This lady is in a situation, and now you're just a prince in her armor, just coming to help, and she's this damsel in distress, and we get into all that, and you're trying to survive. I tell him, don't bother lying to your family. You're making decisions for your own life.
Yeah.
They will land in your life in the long run. And it's better to be honest with yourself. First of all, had you not been sleeping with this woman, you'd see that she's not in a good place to even know who she is.
To even make decisions.
After you get into that thing, after you finish your shenanigans and marry her, now her true colors will begin to emerge after this situation has passed away. After the crisis is no longer there, you begin to wonder, who is this?
And the child is
how do they conduct? Yes, how do you conduct yourself? How do you talk? What's your attitude about life? Sylvia is unfortunate. We tend to make decisions long term, permanent choice of a partner when we are drunk with this emotion of falling in love. We meet people, we fall in love, and we start fanning it with premarital sex, fanning it with sacrament, fanning it with imaginations. We tend to even go deeper. It feels good. We think that we're getting deeper in love.
And it feels good.
You know, it's very, and I don't know why they did us the injustice of not teaching us dopamine. That you can get a dopamine high and think you're in love. Just the infatuation of, it's a new sensation. You can't tell is that love?
Yeah.
Dopamine doesn't last. It's a pursuit hormone. It's a pursuit chemical. It's a chemical for pursuing. After you finish pursuing, it usually retires and goes to other things.
You're left wondering, what was that?
That's why Amnon crashes on the half-sister until he's physically sick. That's how obsessive dopamine can be. Sick.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah.
And after he gets her, he hates her more than he loved her, because it's dopamine that has finished its work.
Wow.
Dopamine is not for bonding, it's for pursuing only.
Ooh.
Bonding is other chemicals like oxytocin, which is for satisfaction.
Yeah.
And those ones come from a place of mutuality. When you don't care about the other person, there won't be any oxytocin. We're just purely selfish and lustful. Just to tell you that, we have to redefine how we fall in love and how we form lasting relationships. You need to feel the connection, but because this feeling of connections is a good thing, but by itself cannot sustain. Some of the people you will fall for is because they are awakened the savior in you.
Okay.
Some people are rescuers, so much so that their chemistry comes alive when they're needed.
Sure, yeah. And I think men experience that a lot.
Yes.
Yeah.
And firstborn daughters, because they've been rescuing their siblings.
Yes. The deputy mothers.
The responsible child learns to approach life from helping, mentoring, uplifting. So anytime you're coming from this angle of You helping out, connecting like two grown-ups. She may not even respond or notice you. It's the person who always has a crisis, who is in need of money, who gets stuck, who missed their life. That's the one she responds to.
Okay.
And look, you can actually tell a lot about people from their money, where their money is going. Because they're sending help. Nobody sends them money.
Yeah.
And the messages and the time they're spending is trying to
save others.
Yes. Reason with people, pull them out, encourage them.
Yeah.
And that has become your orientation to life, unconsciously. So we are saying the number one problem we have today is that we're defining love wrongly. So when you say look for a man with these traits and he will never fall out of love with you, we are saying it's not just the falling out of love that people usually do. It's when they invest in emotions that dry up, that have an expiration date. Crush. Crush is just a crush. It comes and goes.
Yeah.
When we talk about the qualities, is this man does not just fall in love, he walks into it, he chooses you, and he will stay for long. The first quality is a man who sees you as the jigsaw fit to the mission of his life. Jigsaw fit. He sees that you are the perfect completion to who he is.
Yeah.
You are the lock and key.
Yeah.
And you're not talking about people who compel, force you, or they pester, they don't allow you to think. No. We are saying a person who just sees you as the answered prayer.
Sure.
Is a miracle they need. And remember, it's all of you. These kind of people don't start telling you, I see wife in you on day one. They really take time to know you.
Yeah, and I think that's a turn off.
It's a turn off.
It is.
It's a threat.
Yeah.
It's the mother of my children.
You don't even allow your brain to work.
It's crude, it's unskilled, it's combative.
Yeah.
I should allow you to see husband first. You are also a person with a choice.
Yes, and with a brain.
Yes. Can I sell myself until you buy into?
Exactly.
You know, if I like you that much, I should make you feel it. I will not just pester it.
Yes.
Scream it. So we are saying the first thing is a man who sees you the answer to all the question of his life.
Yeah.
And although we list many qualities, many will be looking for just 2 or 3 qualities, honestly. They don't say it. They want you to think that it's a very complex question.
Yeah.
But a lot of men will have filtered it down. They are non-negotiables. The thing that drives them to 2 or 3 qualities, although they may look like composite qualities.
Yeah.
Like they can say, I want a virtuous woman. Virtuous just means full of good virtues. And like honesty, industrious, a woman who can just keep a home. A woman who can just, manage a home. And because she does not have a home that time to manage, you can only read it from the small spaces she occupies.
And some can fake it.
Yes. But when you are keen on watching,
yes,
and when you interact intentionally rather than impulsively,
yes,
there will be a lot of clues.
Yeah.
Human beings try to fake and show you what you expect. But when you know how to peer through, you will see that behind the mask.
You will see the reality.
Yes.
Yes.
And also, Elon Musk says something that when he interviews people, it's good to hear those people have made it what they have been doing, the questions they ask. And I realize that most successful people are eccentric. They are not conventional thinkers.
Yes.
They tend to have something outside the norm. And for him, he said, you learn a lot from the people around them, because although this person may fake, their friends may not fake.
Yeah.
He said, always take that clue. The
people
person gives you a picture, but the people they're hanging around don't have that kind of picture.
Exactly.
He said the friends will not usually have the memo that they are supposed to act.
They were not notified. I get it. Yeah.
So take advantage of that communication breakdown that I'm trying to present myself this way to this person. All of you guys.
They were not given the script.
Yes.
That's it.
So he said, just watch. Because people select their friends. Who they select is always a direct reflection of something in them.
Yes.
Friends are not always our replica. So we are not saying these people are replica, but I say they share so much.
Yeah.
You can tell a lot.
Yes.
for me to nominate you to such an influential position as my friend, because as much as 95% of your thoughts comes from the people you're talking to regularly, in exchanging regularly. In fact, you trust your friends so much you don't question their opinions.
True.
You may tease each other, but generally, in that space, you have a pool of ideas that all of you subscribe to. And sometimes your friends can encourage you to a crazy thing and you do it. They can discourage you from a good idea and you stop it. They can discourage you from a good guy and you abandon him. They can say, I saw him with another person, and you believe it.
And you say, because it's my friend who told me.
There's a very infamous business of restaurants. If you go researching about the whole business, one of the most least advised. Food is very profitable. Sometimes food itself is almost 300%. If the food itself is very, so people are attracted to restaurant business because food itself is very profitable. You can make 1 kilo of rice,
and people will always eat,
and you sell to a lot of because of that baseline thinking, simplistic thinking. People rush to restaurants. But those who know business, I tell you, there must be other factors present for restaurants to be profitable. It can easily become, because the food is also very perishable. There are many fast-moving things. You need a very reliable chef. If the chef doesn't show up tomorrow, you're in crisis. They say sometimes you depend so much on one person. They don't show up and you're finished. The pastry department, somebody is not feeling so. So what they were saying, if you're naive in business, you tend to run there because you know it's a very busy business and it's primary need. You think simplistic.
And it's very active.
Relationships tend to be like that. We tend to think from a very simplistic point of view, and we come running. Part of the problem I've seen with women misinterpreting men is that the more romantic he is, the more dependable he is. So you may have a clique of friends who like all these kind of, and they influence you into thinking that is the shape you're looking for. The hardest thing, Sylvia, to convince you about is another pre-25 client of mine. I have a conference. We have a conference for pre-25.
Nice.
9th November. So she was telling me she's doing the right things for her age, but everybody around her is married, pressuring her. She looks odd one out. And you may just want to ask her, why can't you just keep another company? It is so hard for people to leave friends they have known, they have worked with. It is the hardest thing you can do is to change your social world. It involves loneliness, involves saying no, distancing yourself, not wanting validation. Every time you're making something new, major decisions, or even just feeling a funny way, needing a mood, just to cross-check with somebody, it's those friends you usually talk to. So if you stop talking to them, there's a lot of pain there. The detaching is very uncomfortable. So the hardest thing is to remind you that sometimes in order to marry right, you have to break off with the people who have been influencing your dating your life before.
Oh, okay.
You have to distance yourself and stop updating them so soon. You have to go ahead by yourself, a stone throw, and examine the situation and feel what you feel. And then make major decisions and come back when you've already moved a certain distance. Many people, for just that simplistic thinking that your friends had. Some of these friends you did not join, you did not select, you just gravitated in college, gravitated when you were in a certain hostel, from a certain community, from a certain village. They were not really carefully selected. You picked each other along the way of life. And as you evolve, as you cross this bridge, Angela Chibalonza, the late, said she was updating her girlfriend about the guy she was seeing, and they were planning to get married. Before she knew it, the government had been turned. The guy was with a friend, and the betrayal, double betrayal. There comes a time to just travel far enough fast. And it's not a mistrust of your people. I just want you to know, sometimes if you realize you're delaying, sometimes the cause is because no sooner do you sow a seed of a good relationship coming up, the people around you disapprove it. And they may be sincere, but sincerely wrong, because you're headed a certain direction, and they cannot understand that direction. Or the values that matter to you. So when this man meets a woman who seems like just a perfect combination of the traits he wanted, the man knows, I'm in good luck. and I better act quickly.
Yes.
This should tell you that a man who has seen how you fit in his life will never ask, what do you bring to the table? That's not a question for a man who sees you.
Famous one.
Who sees you for who you are. And a person in the West, I hear they ask people to split bills. Nobody can invite you. That's not even African. I don't know. I can't invite you for coffee, then I'm asking you to pay.
Split bills. It's awkward.
It's money destroys chemistry.
Yeah. Very true.
Issues of money, just avoid them being on the forefront. They really ruin. Issues of money, issues of politics, issues of religious contention, arguing about church, arguing about this. Avoid those issues. They keep them in the back. They are part of life. Somebody has to pay. They're part of life. You must belong to certain persuasions.
Yes.
But just don't put them between us. Keep the atmosphere between you and the person you are seeing clean. And since you're not feeding them every day, if you don't like their attitude, you pay today and disappear from their life. Again, you're going to restaurants that are within your standards. That you
what if I am the one who initiated the idea? Like, can we have coffee?
a woman can always invite a guy for coffee and pay. Yeah. That is very okay. The person who suggests the meetup should always pay. It's like inviting me to your house. Yeah. It's the same. You're just hosting me in another place.
You should find some food.
Yes. You invite me, you feed me.
Yes.
If it's a restaurant, the idea is yours. But a guy who wants you and is also interested, you will only need to suggest and he takes up. He won't allow you to go all the way leading. Yeah. No. Women only come to contribute in these things later when the two of them have become an item. The man does not allow that his leadership provision thing to wobble. He wants to convincingly prove that he can do it.
When he's a leader.
Yes, and the woman needs to know that she can rest.
Yes, that he can provide.
Yes. And he's not saying, also you contribute. Also you contribute. A woman, after you get married, she'll have other duties. Maybe you're getting children and she's down on a maternity journey. And she's not at a good place. Or the homekeeping, or the child raising, or just supporting the man, or many things. Yes, she will be working, and we are hoping because she needs to be engaged in the market, but the primary duty to provide is the man. And for her is more of backup and support. And also emergency. Sometimes the man may be down with something. And the lady can step in, you know. So that's the first thing. This man needs to see you as the answer, which also implies that he should know where he's going. For you to know his lock and key, you need to have the lock. To know this is a key. You need to know the lock. The man needs to know what is locking his life. The man needs to know what is the obstacle. The man needs to know the challenges he has, the puzzle he is trying to solve. As I told you, sincere men will never list 20 qualities. They usually have forefront, just about 3 of them. A man who is big on compassion, he wants warm. He wants a warm lady. Wants a person who is accommodating, a person who is understanding. There's a part of men that just needs that kind of nurturing. That don't need too much of hardness and harshness. And some men want a lady who is driven, particularly if they have a big economic battle to fight from poverty to wealth. They want a woman who is conscious about it. Who has a good relationship with money. Who is a keeper. Who can be a treasurer for the family. You can't be a spendthrift living beyond your means, trying to grab money here, asking for money here, and refusing to be within your circumstances and you're impatient. That part is a total put off to a guy who is consciously trying to build. He knows that is a forefront for him. There's another guy coming from a place, his background is very messed up. He wants a person who's very loyal. Because they know my relatives can buy you away from me. They keep dividing couples where I come from. I have very manipulative relatives. And I've seen it. They want a person who you can trust me and rest. You're not going behind my back. You're chatting my bro, chatting the other. I know my people.
Which is a so wrong thing to do.
You know, I know my people. And it's only a matter of time before we go anywhere. Many men carry mental calculators. They're trying to add. Can these go together? No. Can this add? No. When you look at men shopping, sometimes just adding one and the other. They don't want to overthink it. They want to see where are we now. Where are we now? Dating is also shopping for him. He's trying to add one and one. Are things adding up? Is this working? Can I carry this all the way? So that man who sees you as the answer it's not likely to work out on you, even in the long. Again, we said long run behavior sometimes can be affected by unforeseen circumstances. But for as long as you don't build the man, then he left me after I had built him, you build with the man. You don't build the man.
Yes. Where we all go wrong.
You grow with him. You don't grow him.
Yeah, so when he leaves, you don't even have regrets.
You're not in the same place.
Yes.
He also loses.
Yeah.
Yes, at a different place as well.
Yeah, he also worked on you.
Yes.
Yes.
The second trait of this man is when he has evolved from an excitable boy to a visionary leader. Beautiful women excite boys a lot. You see boys falling for you and they're sending you poems.
Yeah.
They're obsessed.
Yes.
He is all over cloud nine.
Do they mean it actually?
They mean it. You know, this is a child that is sincere. He's just sincerely lost in his feelings. So he's immature and they're lost in his space. So when boys are in that stage, normally they will fall for you and swear by their ancestors.
Yes.
That you're the best thing after margarine, after sliced bread they ever saw. They will, and I've seen women falling for that, and I'm wondering, you can't see. This is ice cream.
Yes.
You can't live on ice cream. Ice cream is very sweet, but you can't make a meal. That's the problem with infantile love. These young kids, it's sweet and sensational, but it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
It
write poems
it has no
every
depth.
day.
Yes. And the Swahili saying, Ngoma ya watoto haikeshi. Well, if it's the dance of children, it can't go till morning.
Shalala.
They'll get tired.
Yeah.
The people say the campus songs start with a climax. The song is starting from the peak. That's what children do.
Yes.
They start love from
the peak.
You know, then they try to figure out, okay, what did I get into?
Yeah.
When they're already in, you know.
Yes.
When you live in a famine of love, drought. You know, some people live in a dry land emotionally.
Yes.
Closed. Nobody ever sees you. You can fall for anything. That's why I want you to get as much information as you can to make sure this man you're dealing with has passed the stage of excitement about romance and women.
Yes.
To visionary leader who can appreciate a woman but also measure against the journey we are on.
Yeah.
Is this the woman I want to journey with?
But I think even the woman should be smart to be able to assess these qualities.
Yes. Actually, she's the one assessing because, again, those who want you just want you. You're the one to measure whether you're safe.
Yes.
You don't check whether you're safe.
Yes.
And you know the question, you know how to make them show you who they are. When men fall in love, they talk. So let them talk.
Yes.
As they talk, you pick the points you want to pick. So this second trait of whether he will last the long while is whether he has reached a place of leadership. Being a husband is a leader.
Yes.
Being a father is a leader. Being a lover is a leader. He needs to lead, to initiate, to show up, to be steady, to be consistent, to be dependable. Those qualities are so solid and observable. If you know what you're looking, you will see them.
Yes.
They keep time, they communicate, they take ownership when they're wrong. Good men are not always right. Sometimes they go wrong. But when they go wrong, they own up. Yes.
Amazing. Wow, that is so interesting and so good to learn. Yeah, so much. We really appreciate the good teachings.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, our viewer, for being with us. But before we even leave here, I would want to push this book to you because dating right, this is what he's talking about, and I believe the book has so much more, as you can see, dating right, so we can have our marriages, our love, our dating moments being fun and productive, because I believe we all want at the end to have a productive and a beautiful marriage. So after this, then we have The Lasting Love, which is the book that is, again, totally out of this world. You want to read the book. So Benjamin Zulu has written so many books, and all these books are very insightful and very powerful for you and I also. So these books, you can get them at www.benjaminzuluglobal.com. Thank you so much. See you in the next episode.
There are conversations that shape how we live. Conversations that help us navigate challenges of life. Conversations that bring out the best in us. This is where we gather to help each other find the way and unleash our potential. Welcome to the Benjamin Zulu